Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope that you can see my screen. Okay, so this is a recorded version. Okay, so just to let you know, I'm taking a leave for 2 weeks for doing Umrah. So if you can see your course plan, basically on Monday next week, you're gonna have an online class, of course. So basically, this is just like your chapter 6. So you just have to watch the video. We will be discussing the answer for quiz 1 later on when I have written. Okay, and then the following day, this is also your basically you have a tutorial for chapter 6. I have recorded it, so you can just watch it. Okay, so I think then you're gonna have a mid break. Okay, we'll see after your mid break. Okay, so now I think everyone is asking about the group assignment. Okay, so as I mentioned to my assistants, the group assignment will be explained in the recorded lecture. Not really a lecture, it's in the record. Okay, so well, let me see the group assignment instruction. I'll share this in your iTalim. Okay, so this is basically your group project worth 20%. Okay, so how many members in a group? Basically, I can allow 5 to 7 people with a minimums of 3 observation per person. So if let's say you have 5 people in a group, you can multiply with 3. So you have 15 observation. But if let's say you have 7 people in a group, so multiply with 3, you will get 21 observation. So regardless of how many people in the group, basically the minimum number of observation will be the same. So if you want to do extra, means that the minimum observation is three respondent per person. If you do extra, you collect three, you collect 4, 5, and so on. You will get extra mark as well. Okay, so the maximum page number is 5. So don't exceed the maximum page number. But this is excluding the infographic. So at the end of your group assignment, you will be expected to produce an infographic derived from all the information, all the result that you get. Okay. So submission date, basically this is I have written down in your course plan, 4th June. Okay. So what you are expected to write and how you want to write. Okay, remember you have 5 limit of pages number. Okay, so cover page. So I purposely highlighted here so that you know what you want to put inside your assignment. So in the cover page, you have to state the topic, your section number. Remember, I have many sections. Metric number of each group member, names, and individual work assigned to each member. So why is that? Because I want to make sure that there is no free rider in your group. Okay, so in the cover page, remember you have 5 pages. I will not count the page number for the cover page. It's just a cover page. Introduction. This worth 2%. So, well, basically in the introduction, it's just like how you want to introduce your topic. You have find out your topic, and then you just want to tell us, you just want to introduce your topic. So what I'm expecting to see in your introduction, you have to discuss what you want to study. So basically in my previous semesters, I leave them to find or search any possible topic that they want to study, they want to investigate. Okay, so after they have found the topic, so they will give it to me. I mean, they will consult with me whether the topic is good enough or not. And if I have given my green light, the next stage is that they will somehow construct the questionnaire, a few questions, to make sure that all the items or the formulas that we have learned are included in the questionnaire. And then they will pass over to me to check the questionnaire. And when I have approved, then they will start collecting the data. But because this month, of course, this semester we have Ramadan and we also have uh, Raya, right? So I was thinking instead of going through all this trouble, finding the topic, which topic good enough, and designing the questionnaire, I was taking some times to actually design the questionnaire for you. So your task is just collecting the survey. So basically you have skipped many process. You don't have to find the topic, you don't have to design the questionnaire. You just take the questionnaire and collect the data. So that will make your life easier. Okay? Because of the Ramadan. So I was so uh, lead or nice this semester because yeah, because we have so many things to do. Okay, so basically you have to tell, I will give you a specific topic, but then you have to tell why you want to study the topic, why you choose to study that topic. So you have to justify, even though I have given you the title, but you have to be able to justify why this topic is significant for you to study. Why do you think it is relevant for you to study the topic? So somehow when you are trying to write down your introduction, you have to be able to answer all these possible questions. Sometimes there is a problem in the topic, in the study, that motivates you to study the topic. For example, you are talking about this is like the previous example. There is a growing concern on the issue of bankruptcy among young Malaysian. Normally, students, when they have graduated, they start searching for the job. They got a job, and then they start applying for loan. But because their commitments are too much, so it leads to bankruptcy among young Malaysian. Okay, so this is like the problem that you have uh, and motivates you to conduct a study. Okay, but remember, I'll give you a topic. Make sure that you can see what kind of topic and is there any problem in that topic. So if not necessarily that in a particular topic you're going to have a problem, but sometimes you may have a problem. But sometimes the topic doesn't really have a problem, but it is a significant topic to be studied. So you have a look at the topic and come up with the rational reason why you want to do that topic, even though the topic is given to you, but you have to justify. So any study or data, a statement made in the newspaper about the topic to justify, to support why you think that you have to study the topic. So because of the problem that you have identified, if you have it, you want to study, and this, in this case, the problem is bankruptcy. You want to study the money management of IM students. Okay, so you know that the bankruptcy among young Malaysians is very high. Basically, it's about 70%. So you know that they fall into bankruptcy because they cannot manage their money. So you want to study how they manage their money. Okay, so you don't really have to look at the tips because you are not coming out with your topic. Okay, but your task in introduction is that to justify why you want to do the topic, which is given to you. So introduction will give you 2% if you are able to justify properly. And then in the introduction, maybe you can just take about half page. Okay, and make sure that you cite a few study to strengthen the significance of your study. Okay, so method, this is also 2%. You should explain what is your population and your sample. Okay, you should know at this stage what is population, what is sample, how you collect your data. Is it through online and online? You have to provide the, well, because in this case, I will give you the link, but you just put in the method section the link to your survey, because previously they will come up with your own topic. So I want to see the link to make sure that they are actually collecting their data. But in your case, the link will be given. You just have to put it in the method section. Okay, what types of sampling method you're going to use? So at the moment, you have not learned about sampling method, but you will be learning it in the later chapter. And why you use that kind of sampling method? So you have to justify in your method section. So this is about like half page. Okay, then we move to discussion. Discussion is divided into two parts. You have the applications of your formula and then the use of your SPSS. That was 3%. And application of your formula was 7%. So there are so many chapters, but I don't expect you to apply all the formula. So follow the instruction. You just have to apply the formula in chapter 3, chapter 6, and chapter 11. So which formula are you looking at? All this formula in this chapter, but to make sure that you will not overlook at the formula, please refer to the overview of the chapter. So in the overview, remember, they will tell you what kind of formula you will be using. And then plus the analysis from the SPSS. So maybe the discussion may take 3.5 pages. Okay, sometimes your discussion will not be long, so you may take 3 pages, and then you want to explain your introduction a lot. Like you may take 1 page. So it's up to you. The page number here is just a guideline so that you can manage them. You can have more page in intro, you can have lesser page in discussion, and so on. I will leave it to your creativity. And then conclusion. See how simple your assignment is. Worth 1%. So basically, it will suggest based on your, of course, in the conclusion, you will conclude first your finding. From that conclusions of your finding, you want to suggest, okay, some solution. For example, if let's say female students perform better than males, okay, in this case your topic is about performance of IEM students, right? And then you discover that female are doing better than male. So what is your suggestion? Perhaps you want to tell, well, this is some of the possible explanation. You want to tell the possible reason why this is happening. Maybe this is from your finding. Female students like to study in a group, so they help each other. And what is your suggestion? Because male is performing worse compared to female. Maybe male students could join their discussion, or maybe male should be proactive and see their lecturers and so on. Okay, so in the conclusion, you conclude your finding, and from that finding, you come up with a conclusion. Okay, and you also have to provide evidence from other studies to support your suggestion. For example, your suggestion is that, well, male students should be proactive by seeing their instructor more frequently. And then you can say that, okay, this suggestion is also supported by other finding. So it tells me that your suggestion is not just merely coming from your argument, from your own idea. It's also supported with other studies. So it shows that your suggestion is strong enough. And then in the appendix, I want to see the reference when you are citing other papers, and then the raw data collected. Okay, so there is no page number here, but of course, when you collect data, I want to see the data to make sure that you are collecting the real data. So it's not a makeup data. And the last one, infographic worth 5%. So infographic, basically the information that you get from your data collection, you present them in a graphic form, in a very nice image. Okay, so if you want to know what is infographic, you can just search in the internet, how does it look like. So all your information, you will present it in a very nice way. Okay, that is infographic. So infographic is just 1 page. Okay, so of course, plagiarism is not allowed. Okay, and you will be penalized heavily by reducing of your marks. So, well, previously, people are copying other studies, but now you may ask the AI to do it for you. So you better don't do that. If you want to ask the AI, you may want to rephrase it, but well, I can check your work using AI detector. Okay? So I don't mind if let's say your English is not good. As long as you are using your own words, as long as it is your work, it should be fine. Don't worry too much about the English. It's not perfect. Don't worry. Okay? So that is the instruction. You will see this in your iTaklim. I will upload it soon. Okay, done with the instruction. Okay, now let's look at your what we call questionnaire. It took me a week. Is it a week? Kind of. Okay. Not really. Maybe 2-3 days to do this questionnaire. Okay, I was thinking in the previous semesters, I was asking students to come up with their own topic, because I think that they also have their own interest to study in whatever chapter, whatever topic. But to to ease this semester given the Ramadan and Raya. So I think it's good that you are collecting the real data so that you will know the real issues of what is going on in Malaysia. So the issue, if let's say we are talking about students' performance in terms of CGPA, this is something boring, something common, right? It's none of your concern. Or you know that the CGPA is affected by, well, how many hours you spend in your study, what kind of friends you are mingle with, all these things. So this is something common. So I was thinking, well, let's make something different this semester. So I want to expose you to new information that you are not familiar with, and then let's try to get the real data so that you will understand the real situation. Okay, this is something new perhaps for you. I'm not sure whether you are familiar with this. So let's have a look. Okay, I will share this link in the iTalim, basically in the announcement. So those, remember you are in a group, right? So you have to appoint the group leader. Okay, so only the group leader should be able to assess this. I don't want everyone assess this. I mean, I will I will tell you the details after this, but make sure that the group leader should be in charge of it. Okay, there are so many of you, just one person to represent one group to handle the questionnaire. Okay, so the topic is valuations of coral reef conservation. So let me put S here. In Redang Island. This is like Pulau Redang. Okay, so have you heard about Pulau Redang or Redang Island? So some of you may have heard it, right? It's a very nice island. Okay, so why do you want to look at the coral reef? There must be a reason, right? So this is the topic. Okay, so in the introduction, so this is like the whole things. Okay, so if you get this link, so you will see something like in the preview. So this is something like this. You will see the introduction instead of like this, because this is the edited mode. You will see something like the non-edited mode. Okay, when you open this link, you ask your respondent, they will also see something like this. So the easiest way is that some students, they like to print out in a paper form. So you will be wasting trees because papers is coming from trees. So don't. So what you can do, you can hold your phone and open the link from your phone, and then the respondent can answer from that phone. Okay. Some of my students are using tab, so they can see a bigger screen. It's up to you. But make sure that when you when you pass over your tab to your respondent, they shouldn't take away your tab. Okay, the security is yours. I mean, make sure that you manage it properly. Okay, so they will see something like this. So the first what we call slide or page of it is like introducing about you. So when you want to approach a respondent, you have to introduce who you are, right? So you cannot simply, even though you want to well, depends. If let's say your respondents are your parents, your siblings, your friend's parent, or whatever close to you, but still they should have a proper introductions about the topic, about the survey. So what the survey is about? So in the introduction, you are telling them, we are students from the statistical method class at IUM and have been assigned to conduct this survey. Of course, this is your assignment, right? So because some of you are from engineering, some of you from economics, so I cannot say you are economic students. So that's why I like give a general introduction. You are students from the class to conduct the survey. The objective of the survey is to learn about your perspective or opinions on the coral reef conservation in Redang Island. Your responses are important for us. So you have to highlight to them. Maybe I will bold it later on. Are important for us as the result will be used to plan for the future management of coral reef conservation in Redang Island. Okay, so there are many issues of coral reef. Okay, you will see it later. So what we are trying to do for this questionnaire, for this survey, we want to see whether people are actually care about coral reef. Should they care about the conservations of this coral reef Is it important for them? So basically, this survey will give you some information so that you know the situation, the current issue, and this survey will also give information for your respondents so that they also know what is going on. Okay, so the survey will take about 10 to 15 minutes, depends. If let's say they are taking times to answer, some people like love to take some times, but some people they can understand better, they will answer it quickly. Okay, so you have to tell them, well, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes to complete, and it is entirely voluntary. So if let's say they don't want to answer the survey, don't force them. This is something voluntary. Okay, the responses will remain confidential. You have to tell them this is confidential so that they can tell whatever they feel. Okay, so they don't have to worry if let's say they say anything, they will be responsible for that. Don't worry. Okay, they will not be sent to prison. Okay, the responses will remain confidential and anonymous, so you will not ask their details. Okay, and will be used for research purposes only. Okay, if you have any question or concern, please contact our lecturer. Oh, I should put just one. Our, or maybe instructor. Okay, via this email. Okay, I forgot that this is the preview. I cannot change anything. Okay, I will change a bit. Okay, so thank you for your, make sure that because when they have agreed to answer your questionnaire, thank them in advance for their willingness to participate in the survey. Okay, next. If you click next, okay, so you will see at the bottom, there is a progress bar. Okay, so when they keep answering, at the end you will see it is almost completing. Okay, so let's see. The first question, this is about your respondents or about you. Okay, metric number. This is the metric number for the group leader only. So don't put your own metric number, because why I asked to put the metric number of the group leader so that later on we can trace. Okay, for example, in a group you have 5 people. So just put the metric number of the group leader. So from that, we will multiply 5, multiply with 3. So you got 15. Okay, so 15 metric, the same metric number. But if you have put so many metric numbers, so I cannot trace. Okay, so just put the metric number of the group leader with your section number. So section number you will put in the bracket. Okay, so how to write? I don't know how to write metric number 2000 blah 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 blah, right? And then put a bracket section. Where's the bracket? Section 1 or section whatever. Okay, so state. So state, this is the tricky part. So your respondent should be coming from these 3 states. Remember, you don't have to find out, to find the topic. You don't have to construct the questionnaire, but you have to collect the data. So that's why the data should only be coming from these 3 areas. So you should have put some effort to find the data. So if let's say you are from these states, you are lucky, right? So you can take whatever, right? Only these 3 states. But if you are not from this, how would you find the respondent? Well, you must have some friends from this area, right? So ask them to ask their parents or their siblings, okay, to fill up this. Okay? So make sure that you are from this. Postcode. So postcode in a particular state. So you can write whatever postcode, right? So if you can see the star here, this is something compulsory. If you don't fill it out, you cannot proceed to the next question. Gender, they can put whatever. Age, they can put whatever. Marital status. Okay, they can put whatever. Okay, education. You have no formal education. Sometimes people have no primary education, but they may have something informal. They learn in Arabic schools, they learn in something informal. Okay, so they may want to click this. So it depends. So you have bachelor degree, you have higher degree. What is higher degree? A master and PhD. Okay, so they will take whatever relevant to them. Household income. Okay, so what is household? So some people get confused because household is an economic term. Okay, remember I have non-economic students in my class, so I have to define. And sometimes when you ask the respondent, they may not know what is household. Okay, again, I forgot. When you want to ask question, some of your respondent may not understand English. So, based on the experience of my previous students, what they did is that they translate the questionnaire into Malay. So it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. If you want to use English, you can have the English version, but then you can ask in Malay. Okay, or you want to translate in Malay, but I think if you want to translate in Malay, uh, you will do extra work. And for your information, this questionnaire are actually designed in a smart way. If let's say they click one item, they will direct to another option, another question. When they click another item, they will be directed in another question. So if you wanna replicate this, maybe you will take some times. That's why I've done it for you. So your task is just to get that down. So household, I forgot. Household, basically economic term to represent the income from husband and wife. That's why I put husband plus wife. Income per month. Okay, normally when you measure income, you're asking for per month. Okay, they can tick whatever. This is what you call ordinal data, right? But when you have ordinal data, uh, you cannot compute the mean. Remember, chapter 3 is about mean. So there are many things, many formula that you cannot apply if you have this kind of data. So another question. You can see that I didn't put a star here. This is something not compulsory, but you really need it. Household income, RM per month. So this is like based on their courtesy, even though we didn't make it compulsory because some people think that this is very confidential, very sensitive. So they don't want to reveal it. But then that's why we are begging them. We are actually request them. We will be grateful if you could provide us with a rough estimations of your income and that of your spouse, as this will enable us to apply the appropriate formula for an accurate result or outcome. And they have to know that all the information provided here will be handled with the utmost discretion and utilized solely for the research purposes only. We will not what we call misuse of this. We just want to apply the formula and we just want to see what is the current conditions, okay, in Malaysia. So, how many people in your house? Well, including yourself. Basically, the economic term is what we call uh, family size. But then, when we put family size, many people doesn't know what is the meaning of family size. So, how many people in your house? They can count. They have husband, wife, two kids, so four. So that's why we put including yourself. So just put, oh, I forgot. So just fill it up. So if they answer this, how many? They will answer maybe two. So minimum is one, right? They cannot have zero people in the house. If zero, who is answering this question, isn't it? So, so I think I maybe will make it a question. Are you a member of environmental club? Okay, I think I have to change it a bit so that it will become clearer. So why do we ask about whether they are a member of environmental club? Because we are talking about coral reef. So if let's say they are not a member, they may not know anything about it. But if they are, they may know it. They may know something. Okay, so they may say yes or no. Okay, awareness of the environmental issue in Malaysia. So they can say their awareness may be low, very low, whatever, right? Awareness on the coral reef condition in Malaysia. So they can take whatever relevant to them. Okay, so you have to mention that all the answer doesn't really you have to emphasize that we want their honest opinion to represent what is the uh, the scenario, the current scenario. If let's say they are not giving us the honest answer, for example, the awareness on the environmental issue is very low, but then they put very high. So it doesn't reflect the condition. And when we try to apply the formula, run the result, the result will be what we call inaccurate. So tell them many times, make sure that this is your honest answer, honest opinion. You will not be judged. There is no right and wrong. Just say whatever you think the most relevant or appropriate for you. Okay? And then next. So this is vacation and coral reef restoration or reservation. During vacation, where do you spend your time relaxing? Okay. For example, you finish your semester, your mid break. Where do you go? Right? Not really mid break, mid semester break. Is it your semester break? So they can tick more than one answer. They can tick at beach. Maybe they want to spend their time at beach. So I give what examples of beach. You have Langkawi, Tioman, Redang, blah blah. Maybe they love to explore historical places like Melaka, blah 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 blah. Right? So they can take whatever. If they say others, they should write something to justify. Where is it? Because sometimes we never know. Maybe during vacation, there are actually, well, we never know. Some of them are very rich. They may go overseas, right? Or they may want to spend their vacation in the shopping mall just to spend their money, right? Some people are very happy spending their money, purchasing, like buying themselves skincare, whatever, right? So these are the possible reason, but they may have their own reason. So if let's say they have other reason, they can just write it down. Okay. Have you been to Rodang Island? Some say yes. Okay, so if they click yes, what happens is that they will be directed to a different question. So let me click next. Okay, so how frequent you go to Rodang Island? So the examples of how to answer the question, for example, once a year, once in 5 years. We never know, right? Maybe twice in a year. So they can put here 2 times per year. Okay, they can write it that way. If they have been to Rodang Island. Okay, I'll click back. If let's say they said, no, even though I'm living in Terengganu, even though I'm living in Kelantan, which is close to Terengganu, even though I'm living in Pahang, but I haven't been to Rodang Island. I've been to Langkawi because it is a famous tourist attraction, but I haven't been to Rodang. So if let's say they click no, they will be directed to a different question. You click next, then you will see something like this. See? So that's why if let's say you want to translate this question into Malay and redo the questionnaire, maybe it will take some time. Okay? So what you can do, the easiest way, you can have the English, but when you ask the question, you can ask in Malay, right? I believe that your Malay and English is very good. You know very well how to speak in Malay, isn't it? Or maybe using your own native language. Okay, so do you enjoy watching healthy coral reef ecosystem like the image below? So you can see that this is a very healthy coral reef ecosystem. You have the coral, you have different color of coral. There is a pink here. This is yellow. Okay, and then you have also a variety of fish species, right? So how do you measure a healthy coral reef system, ecosystem? So this is the case of Redang Island. So if you want to see how healthy, how good the coral reef, you will see the condition. The condition here is excellent. Okay, they can have poor, they can have fair, they can have good. So remember, condition is like you haven't heard like a scale, right? But condition is like your ordinal scale, ordinal level. You have excellent, good. In this case, how they measure healthy, excellent, good, fair, poor. Okay, and then coral cover. What is the meanings of coral cover? So, how large is the area in the ocean covered by the coral? That's why they call it coral cover. The coverage of the coral. So, if let's say the coverage of the coral reef is wider, so it's good. Okay, it's good because coral is actually providing food to the marine species, to the fish, right? So if you have more food, so you're gonna have more populations of fish. But if let's say your food is very limited, fish are starving. The marine species will be starving. So you want the coral cover to be as much or as big as possible. So if let's say the condition is excellent, the coral cover is actually more than 75%. And the fish species, So fish species is like is actually measuring the diversity of fish. How many species do you have? One species in this image, you have the black color, you have the yellow color, you have just the black. So how many species? If let's say you have more species of fish, so basically the ecosystem is healthy, right? So the fish species here is high. The diversity of species is high, which is good. Fish population, how many numbers of fish? Okay, so the abundance of fish. If let's say the population is a lot, so it's good, right? So in this case, fish population is actually high. Okay, so you have to know species refers to how many different types of fish. Maybe you have tuna, you have what kind of fish species? You have shark, you have, I don't know, what kind of fish do you have? Salmon. So different types of fish species. Population is, for example, for the salmon you have 100 salmon, and then for the tuna you have maybe 200. So you want the population to be large. Okay, so in this case, it is high. So do you enjoy watching healthy coral reef ecosystem like the image below? So they can say yes. They can say no. I don't really care because it is underwater. How would I see this, right? Or they may say maybe I'm not sure. Okay, maybe it's like something that some people are not so sure. Do I enjoy this? Do I not enjoy this? So they are not sure. Okay, but I don't know. Some people will enjoy it to see that in the underwater, in the ocean, deep inside the ocean, you have this kind of ecosystem, right? Yeah, if let's say you watch the Finding Nemo movie, they have different types of fish. Some people are very happy to know that you have this kind of fish. Some people just like, why should I care? Because what important is that I can eat the fish. Or some people don't even care because they don't eat fish. They will be saying that I'm just eating chicken and beef. So why should I care about fish? So depends on people's opinion. Remember, you want to know their opinion and perspective. Okay? So, do you know why coral reef are important for us? Why? So some say yes. They will be directed to the next question. Can you explain in brief why do you think coral is important for us? So they have to answer because they say yes, right? Okay. So if let's say they don't know, they say that I don't know. So they will be directed to a different question. Okay. So what is this? So below are the reason because you ask them. What was the question just now? You ask them. Did you know why coral reef are important for us? So if they don't know, so you have to explain to them. Okay, these are the reason. Why coral reef are important. Can you now rate is important for you? So what is the reason why coral reef are important? So you have to tell them. Coral reef are important or have the benefits of providing biodiversity. What does it mean? It is a home to a quarter of world marine species. You don't really have to read the whole thing. You can say that coral reef are important because it is a home for the marine species. It can provide a food source to millions of people, not just those who are living near the coastal area, but of course, when you talk about fish, octopus, prawn, they are the food source to many people, right? Some people don't like to eat fish, but they love prawn and octopus so much, right? And why coral reef are important? Because it is like a tourism attraction. Some people love to do some activities under the water, under the sea, right? And then coral reef is also work as a protection, okay, for coastal community from high impact wave. When you have tsunami or whatever, when you have a very nice coral reef, they will protect you from being directly exposed to the all these kind of natural disaster from the ocean. Okay, and the new finding shows that the coral reef basically uh, there are remember coral reef is actually a food for this marine species. So some of the marine species can actually be used as a medicine. Can you imagine if the coral reef are gone? So all these species that can be turned into medicine for us will also be gone. Okay, so giving this what we call this benefits of coral reef. So you have to tell them. So can you now rate its importance to you? So basically here you have to read the. I will change a bit so that first thing you have to do is that just read what are the reason why coral reef are important. Once you have explained the importance of the coral reef, then you can ask. Now you can rate its importance to you. Do you think that after hearing the benefits of coral reef, do you think that it is important for you? You can ask them. So they will rate. Maximum is 5. Maybe not so much. But if they think that they are eating fish, they are depending on what we call tourism. They enjoy the beach. Okay, they think that uh, the availability of coral reef can protect those community in the near the sea. So maybe they think that well, coral reef is good, so they may want to take 5. This is depends on how do they perceive the coral reef importance based on the information that you give to them. Okay, so you can also read this. Did you know scientists have estimated that 75% of the world coral are at risk and at least 10% have already died? Can you imagine if they died? What happened? Your source of food will be gone. Your tourism related activities will be gone. Okay, and well, there is the habitats for the marine species will be gone. You will be what we call vulnerable or sensitive to the changes in the ocean. So all these things, natural disaster, you are very sensitive to that. Okay, and then next, as a marine nation with over 870 islands, so we are talking about Malaysia. Malaysia benefits greatly from coral reef. So currently, coral reef face numerous challenges, including I think I should put threat so that it shows that this is the problem. Numerous threats, including overfishing, plastic pollution, tourism-related activity, uh, sedimentation, climate change, and several others. So the degradations or the decline of coral reef in Redang Island. Remember, we are talking about Redang Island. We are not talking about the coral reef in Langkawi or other island. If you can see A before restoration. So what happened in A? Can you imagine? This is the conditions of coral reef in Redang Island. They almost die. You can see the fish, but the fish is actually searching for food. They cannot find the food. Somehow they are trying their best. Can you see the fish? It is somehow in the black color. Okay, so the degradations of coral reef in Redang Island, which function as essential nursery habitats for fish, affect the livelihood of our fishermen and Malaysian population at large. Of course, if let's say the coral reef are affected, it will affect the livelihood of fishermen. This is their main source of income, and of course, we also want to have our food from the ocean, right? So Malaysian government, for example, the Departments of Fisheries, there are other departments as well, but mainly Departments of Fisheries and some NGOs, local and international. For example, Coral Coup are taking measures to restore the availability of coral reef in Redang Island. However, although they are taking some measures, they are doing something to what we call to restore, to make sure that the coral reef are improved. However, with your involvement, okay, your participation, they can do more. They means the Malaysian governments and the NGOs can do more by replanting the coral reef to speed up the recovery process. So you can see B. This is after restoration. So you can see that previously, before restoration, the coral reef are died, dead already. You can see that there is no color. It's like a what we call dead stone, right? But then after restoration, you can see some colors. Some colors means that they are alive. Okay, when they are alive, they are providing food for the marine species. Okay, so this is how you measure the conditions or quality of the coral reef. So the condition before restoration between around fair to poor. Okay, and then after restoration, you have good. It's improved a bit in one stage. So the coral reef cover, so it's about 45%. They cover the ocean. But if let's say you have improved, the coverage is more than 45% until 70%. So remember, the more coverage of your coral reef, the more food supply for the marine species. Okay, and then fish species, although it's not so good, but the fish species, the diversity of the fish is quite high, but then the population has reduced. So you still have, for example, you have 10 different species of fish, but then previously these 10 species you have 1,000 population, but then now 10 species you only have 50 population. So the populations of fish reduce. If let's say after restoration, fish species has improved. I mean, I think remain the same, is high still. The population has improved. So, the question is, hence, are you willing to support this restoration project? Before restoration, this is what is looking like. After restoration, you have a better condition. So, are you willing to support this project? If they say yes, so they will be directed to a different question. So, if you want to support the restoration project for Redang Island, are you willing to pay 5 ringgit per month via auto deduction from your bank account? Okay, so you stop here. Okay, you are asking them, are they willing to pay 5 ringgit per month to support this project, coral reef restoration? So you have to emphasize, remind them while answering this question, please think about how much you can really afford to pay. If you're not able to pay for 5 ringgit, don't say yes. So you have to think, given your budget constraint, you have so many commitment, are you actually really willing to pay 5 ringgit per month just to support the coral reef, just to help the coral reef to improve? If let's say they say yes, so you will see next question. Okay, because at the moment you say 5. So if I say they say yes to 5, you want to see if I say we charge more. Are they willing to pay? Are you willing to pay 10 ringgit? The same thing. If let's say, and remind them about their budget constraint. Okay, if let's say they say yes, they will see a different question. Okay, what is the maximum amount your household will be prepared, because you have asked 10 ringgit per month. They say yes. So you want to know how much actually you are willing to pay, right? What is the maximum amounts your household would be prepared to contribute annually? This is not per month anymore. That's why I put it in capital letter, annually via auto deduction from your bank account for the restorations of the project. Remind them you have budget constraint, they can write whatever, right? And then, what is the main reason that motivates you to support? Remember, they are willing to pay 10 ringgit for months and they are willing to pay a certain amount. So you want to ask, what is the main reason that motivates you to support this project? They can say, well, because after hearing that you said coral reef is provide habitats and protection for marine species, so I think I should support them. I should help them. Or maybe they think that it is a good natural barrier against storm. Okay, so against natural disaster, so they think this is more important. So they will give whatever reason here. And if let's say they say others, they can write whatever. Okay. So if you click next, you will be directed to other question. Okay, this is like the last part of it. But let me go back. Okay. Okay, let me go back. So remember, are you willing to pay 10 ringgit, right? If let's say they say no, so they will see the last, if let's say they say no, oh, I haven't changed this. I should direct them to the last question. Okay, I will change a bit. Okay. Okay, let me write it here. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, if let's say in the original question, uh, you want to ask, are you willing to pay 5 ringgit per month? They say yes, right? If let's say they say yes, you ask, are you willing to pay 10 ringgit? If let's say they say yes, you will say, are you willing to, how much you are willing to pay at max? But if let's say they say no to 5 ringgit, you click next. Then you will ask, you ask for 5, right, per month? They say no. So you will ask, what is the minimum amount your household will be prepared to contribute annually? So they will say 3, blah, blah, blah. They can click whatever. If let's say they click 2, then they will see here, the next question. This is the last part of it. Okay. But if let's say they say, I'm not willing to pay anything, then they will be asked, if no, what is the main reason why you are not supporting this restoration project? You can take more than one answer. They can take whatever. After answering this, then they will see the last part of the question. Okay, I'll go back. Okay, I'll go back. Go back. Go back. Okay. So now, so this is the case. If let's say, are you willing to support this restoration project? They say yes. Then you will see 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit, or 5 ringgit, 3 ringgit, whatever. If let's say they say no, they will see the reason. What is the main reason why you are not supporting this project? Blah blah blah. And then they click next. Then next is the last part of the question. Okay. So this is the last part of the question. We are asking about Redang Island. Okay. So if you have been to Redang Island, what do you like the most about it? But some of people, they haven't been there. No, I haven't been there. They click this. If they click next, submit. They will click submit button. Okay. But if let's say they say, well, because they have such a very nice beach. Okay. Because their marine life is plenty. Such a very nice different color of marine life. Various underwater activities. They can go for snorkeling, whatever. Nice local food. Okay. And whatever others if they want to write. Then they click next. So remember, they have been to Redang Island. So you want to know how far is it from your house to Redang Island in camp. They can click, I don't know. They need to take boats. They will tell how many kilometers. They should know better. How long does it take you to travel to Redang Island in terms of hours? So they can click maybe 4 hours. How do you get to Redang Island? You can take more than one answer. Some people will take car and boat as well. Some people will take airplane and so on. So they can take whatever relevant to them. Exclude the cost of food and accommodation. What other costs you have incurred in your visit to Redang Island? Such as if let's say they love for fishing, they may need it. Maybe they enter into certain recreational park, they need entry fees or parking fees or whatever equipment that they have to pay when they are enjoying their vacation in Redang Island. So they should write how much they spend per visit. Okay, so you shouldn't ask how much per day. They may not remember, but on average. So you should ask them, this is something like average, roughly. Okay, including yourself, how many adults and children per visit? Oh, I should write something here. Maybe this one is 1. Okay, to yourself. So adults, maybe 1 adult. Or you can say here, adult 1. And then children 0 or 1 as well. So depends how you want to write it. That's why I put semicolon so that you can write the number. Is your visit to Redang Island the sole purpose of your trip away from your home? Means that, are you just coming to Redang because you want to enjoy Redang? So they say yes. Sometimes say no. Okay? Because sometimes some people go to Redang Island because they have family there. Because they want to go for kenduri. Because they want to visit their friends. Whatever reason. But some people just go to Redang because they really want to enjoy the sceneries of Redang. So while visiting Redang Island, this is another like confirmation question while visiting Redang Island. Do you have other plan as well? So okay, so they said no, solely to enjoy Redang Island. Oh yes, they want to visit families or work-related trips, whatever, or others. What is the main recreational activities? I should change here. You are undertaking on your visit to Redang Island. You can tick more, right? Whatever relevant to you. Whatever relevant to the respondent. In the past 5 years, how many times you have been to Redang? So they can take whatever relevant to them. Okay. Now, this is something, what we call asking their opinion. I would like you to think about how often you will have come here in the past 5 years if the overall conditions of coral reef at Redang Island had been worse like the image below. Remember, at the moment, this is how it's looked like. But you have to tell them this is something that you have to remind them. Redang's Island appearance. The physical appearance may not change significantly due to the poor states of the coral reef because coral reef is under the sea. So if you look at the beach look very nice, right? Because it is outside. But inside, the coral reef are dead. So that's why you have to emphasize to them, well, the physical appearance may not change. Only the quality of underwater life is affected. So would you go there in the past 5 years if let's say this is the condition? So you ask them how often would they have come if this is the condition. Okay? Okay. So now I would like you to think about how often would you have come here in the past 5 years. If the overall conditions of the coral reef had been improved, like the image below. Where is the image? I think I forgot to include the image. So the image is like the previous image. Where is it? The nice image of the I mean the improved one. I will include it. Okay. So so you have to remind them. So I forgot to put the image. Let me put it here. Image. Given the improved conditions of the coral reef, remember coral reef is deep under the sea. The physical appearance of Redang Island may not change much, but the quality of underwater life are improved. So they can say whatever. And then after finishing this, yep, they can actually submit the answer. That's it. Okay. So when you see the word, where is it? This is a continuation. So that is the end of the question. So I will change the question a bit. Some of the English, plural, singular, and I forgot to include the image of it. I will adjust it and then I will share the link so that I will share the link in the iTalib and make sure only the group leader can access to that. Okay, you have to appoint one group leader. Okay, I will let the group leader to have the access to it. The rest of you, you can open the link, but you cannot access it. So if you are the group leader, you should give me your email so that you will be able to access it. Okay, so I think that is about the questionnaire. So you just ask them. So I may take some time to explain the questionnaire because I keep remember you have some question directed to different things. But then if let's say they answer the question, it will be very quick. Okay. So I think that's all. I'll take like 10 minutes to adjust the question to make it better. I'll upload it soon so that you can start collecting your data. Okay. Let me take some. I forgot one. The early you collect the data, the better. Because you never know. Sometimes your data may not be complete. So it's good to collect soon. Okay. And even though you will be given a link, make sure that uh, it is best if let's say you can explain to them Okay, because if let's say I haven't explained this questionnaire to you, you may not understand, right? Especially when you are talking about coral reef, this is something new for you. So if let's say you can explain the details to your respondent, that will be better. So they will understand the information better, so they can express their view or opinion better. Okay, so I think that's it from me. I'll my flight is actually tonight. Okay, so I was taking some time to design the questionnaire so that you can use it easily. Okay, you don't have to spend your time, but I hope that it will be useful. Okay, I also want to know the result of your finding. What happened? Okay, make sure your target group, your respondents are only coming from 3 states. Don't ask from different states. Okay. Okay, so I think that's it. We'll see you after the big break. Okay, take care and assalamualaikum.